I'm Allie.
I'm June, and we're your guide to everything spicy. Which chili oil have you decided to choose for our inaugural episode?
Okay, so I'm very excited because this is my very favorite chili oil ever, and we've both tried it in the past, and I pretty much drink it because it is so delicious and it can go on everything, and it's not too spicy, so I get to enjoy a lot of it, which is great. So the one I'm going to be sharing with you today is the smoky coffee chili oil from Hot Mama Salsa. You can see it there. It's really cute. This chili oil was developed by Nikki Guerrero. She's out of Portland, and she in 2014 created this chili oil, and I just think it's the best thing that I've ever eaten. It's still my number one most favorite, most versatile, most delicious chili oil. I can't stop because it's so good. So a little bit about this. So Nikki created this, and she basically sells it in the US. You cannot buy it in Canada, which is so sad. I cry every day because we have a Canadian postal strike right now, which means when I finish this jar, it's gone. That's it. No more. So sad. Can't stand it. So a little bit about what's in this. There are 4 types of chilies. So there's I'm guessing because it doesn't say, they're very sneaky. I think that there's at least an ancho or a morito or possibly a chipotle, a dried chipotle.
Ooh,
yeah, I think
possible.
It's got that kind of vibe. So if you have had those chilies before and you like that, that's kind of the smoky vibe that it's got going on. You don't really taste the coffee elements that much, which is good because I feel like ground coffee on eggs would be weird, and it does have ground coffee in it. One warning though, this is created with peanut oil, so if you are allergic to peanut oil, please don't eat this. This is not for you. We'll just keep it over here where we can have it. It also has black garlic in it, which I think is a nice addition. And it also has sesame seeds in it. So it's a pretty robust kind of smoky flavor, and it's definitely a very bold flavor. Like, you can taste it when it's on your food. You're like, you know what you're eating. You're like, this is amazing. Please, can I have a spoon and just eat it?
We really shouldn't, but we do.
You shouldn't do that because chili oil, it's maybe not the best for you, but it tastes so good. It doesn't really matter. And I know for you, it makes vegetables a little bit more palatable.
Yeah, it is how I get vegetables into my body. I do the very embarrassing thing of taking frozen California blend vegetables and just drowning it in this chili oil. And listen, if it gets vegetables in my body, who am I to complain?
Well, you aren't complaining, but I am complaining.
What do you have against cruciferous vegetables? And carrots.
I think it's really important that you're eating your vegetables.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I think it's good.
Thank you. I love being praised for the bare minimum.
Yeah, well, don't we all? Isn't that the whole purpose of life?
What do you eat it with?
Okay, so I pretty much put this on everything. I do love this on a pork taco, though. Really, not a super saucy pork taco. You're going to add this for that extra.
You're going to make it saucy.
Yeah, I'm going to make it saucy. Exactly.
Yeah.
But a nice salty, shredded pork taco with this on top is so good. I also really like it on an omelet. So, a nice folded omelet, a little bit of cheese in there, this on top, and then a little bit more on top, and then a little bit more on top. And then, you're good to go. If your plate is not orange, you're doing it wrong.
Exactly.
One thing I wanted to point out about this is you can see that it has a really good chili to oil ratio. Because how do you feel about that chili to oil ratio?
I think this is my ideal chunk to oil ratio. I'm a real chunks girl. If there's no chunks and I don't know what I'm eating, I don't want it. It's gotta have the bits. I need those bits.
Yeah, so I will say that every now and then there'll be a bit that's a little too big. You get an ancho chili kind of stuck in your molars.
Yeah, your mouth wants to save a snack for later.
Yeah, and then it'll surprise you at the worst possible time,
or the best possible time.
I guess, yeah. Also, this is a bit garlicky, which I do like about it. And it is not a really, really salty chili oil, but it does have enough salt. You know how some chili oils are just
bland. No.
And you're
hard pass.
Crunching the salt in there and adding it on your own. That's what I do sometimes.
I do that, but yeah, I definitely prefer it when it is actually seasoned. It's not overly seasoned, so you can really add it to anything and it won't be just too much salt where you can't actually taste anything. I also think about the balance of the flavors. They actually all work really well together, surprisingly, despite the whole, there's coffee in here. But yeah, tell me more about those peppers.
Okay, so one thing I really love about this, and I learned on the Hot Mama Salsa website, so go there if you want to order this and live in the United States where you can Still get it mailed to
And
you.
also mail us some, please.
So what's kind of cool, part of their story is Nikki, she asked a friend, she met someone who worked on a farm and they became friends, and she was like, oh, could you grow some Mexican chilies for me? And he was like, no. But then he did on the download to see if it would even work because it's Portland, and it did work. So now she gets like fresh Mexican chilies from Portland.
We love a hyper-local moment.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I wouldn't have guessed that would be possible given, well, we're quite north, but, you can occasionally grow jalapenos here. So I guess
You can, not me.
I mean, I don't personally. I kill plants. It's
Me
my
too.
vibe. Okay, so we're going to try this for you, and we'll let you know what we think now that we haven't had it in a while. Okay, we've got some of this on a cracker now. These are really salty, gluten-free crackers because I ran out of appropriately sized themed chips, but here we go. It's better than it should be on a cracker.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. And the saltiness makes it taste even like more smoky.
I agree. It definitely highlights everything you put it on.
Yeah.
But I'm really feeling my mouth wants to save some for later. But I'm also salivating so much because it's so delicious.
Yeah, it's I feel like if it tastes good on a cracker, it's gonna taste good on anything. I bet it would be even really good on a dish of shredded cabbage or something. Like, it's just something super banal.
Don't tempt me with that.
Well, I mean, cabbage is healthy.
Do they sell it frozen?
Ooh, I don't know. That'd be gross. They probably do.
Well, I'm going to find out.
All right.
I'm about to find out.
Okay, well, that's a project for you. Let me know how that goes. So I honestly would give this a 5 out of 5 just overall. I think the consistency is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Again, with the allergy warning, though, because of that peanut oil. I'm sorry, but it's so good. What about the crunch? What do you think?
It's not really the crunchiest chili oil. There's definitely more crunchy, crunch-forward chili crisps out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this one is a really nice textured chili oil where there's a nice balance of liquid to the chunks. Yeah, so I would say for texture, I would say it's a 4 out of 5. I think it could be a little bit crispier and it could be a little bit less chewy on certain bits.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the spice level?
I think the spice level is good. So what I really love about this is I could eat a lot of it and it wouldn't burn my mouth out. Like, I wouldn't have like sores the next day from my chili oil, and it doesn't upset my stomach, which is good. But I think it's definitely not going to be as spicy as some of the ones we're going to try. I think we have some really spicy ones in our future. And I think they even consider that a mild chili oil.
I would say it's a mild medium chili oil to be more reasonable.
Yeah, medium. I think that, they call it a medium. That's right, yeah. But I think, I don't think kids will like it. I think it's too spicy for little kids.
Depends on the kid.
I guess.
I would eat this as a kid.
Sure.
I would eat a dangerous amount of this as a kid.
I know. It's so good. Honestly, it's good on everything. We recommend it. We think it's great. You should get some. Send us some. If you live in the States, you're very lucky.
Okay. And I think that concludes our overall rating for this guy.
I think so.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and stay spicy.